Hello everyone, hope you're well. We're recording a bit earlier tonight because I was looking at it's getting to 5 o'clock at work and I was thinking I am flagging. We're all under the weather at the moment, all got colds. I had my COVID jab at the weekend and I feel like I've been hit by a freight train really. I had it on Saturday afternoon about 1 o'clock. And they said to me, you might feel a bit sore on the arm, but it'll go, you'll be all right. I didn't feel any problems at all until like Sunday night about 10. I kind of went through Saturday, went through Sunday, all absolutely brilliant. We did a stream, did a loads of different things, chatting to my mates, and then I was going to bed Sunday night, and I just thought, oh, my arm really hurts, and I just had a really bad night's sleep, and then I've just been feeling weird since. I think it's partially because Claire's also got a really bad cold, bless her, and she's feeling terrible. So our house has just got this lurgy in it at the moment. I feel really chipper, really happy. I'm having a really good week otherwise. So this is not all doom and gloom. It's not all negative. But yeah, I thought I'd better start with that because my voice sounds a little bit off and I'm recording early. My plan is record early, edit and get it up. And then if I start sort of flagging at like 8:30, I can just go to sleep, But yeah, we're all good. The rest of the vlog is pretty positive. Other than the fact that because we're all feeling down and unwell and everything, and we have our Gusto meals delivered on Wednesdays. So we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and one of the weekend meals are always very nice, very cool meals from Gusto. And then on these days, we normally have like a pizza on a Monday and something else on the Tuesday. But today we're having what I consider to be my least favourite meal, the escalopes of doom. They're just vegetarian escalopes with chips and beans, and whenever Claire decides that's what we're having, I'm like, and it's become the name, even though every time I have them I'm like, yeah, they were really nice, I enjoyed that was fine. And the same with jacket potatoes, I'm always like, nah, I don't want that sounds awful, and then we have it and I absolutely love it. I've started to learn that with jacket potatoes. They're probably my second or third least favourite, whereas this is just like, I'll eat it, but we've given up, haven't we? So yeah, I'm a bit miffed that we're giving up tonight, but I get it. We're all knackered. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on at the moment. I'm in a different position again. Anyone who's been watching my Twitch streams will know that I've basically got to rearrange. Essentially, what's behind me now used to be here where I'm facing, and this used to be over there. So I used to record my vlogs over in the corner, kind of in this weird setup where I had my thing propped up in the middle of the room and I just sat with the curtains behind me. And it kind of just looked like I was sat in a perfect little box ready for it. Now I'm kind of sat in this thing. I'm realising that picture behind me is very wonky. I might need to give that a nudge. I think that's from Ben playing with it. But normally that's completely straight. I mean, it might even be straight. It might just be a perspective thing. The bed might be wonky. I can't really tell. The room's on a bit of a dip. But yeah, I rearranged everything. That was very tiring. I did that after my jab as well. So I was kind of just like, my arm's going to start hurting at any moment. I need to start lugging everything around the room. I lifted it all around and I'm relieved that it all fit, because the last time I tried to rearrange the room, I ended up making a big mark on the ceiling that's still there now, and I ended up finding none of the stuff fit where I wanted it to go, so I had to rearrange it all back to where it was before Claire killed me. But I've managed to cobble together quite a good setup, really. Kev Lelujo gave me a pair of monitors that he had lying around in his like I think it was in one of his toilet rooms. Actually, he's got so many toilets, he's so well off now that he had monitors lying around in his toilet, and he was dropping Amy home, so he brought the monitors with him for me. So I set them up. I then noticed that the power button wasn't in one of them. When I went to turn them on, I was like, I was clicking this button, and as I pulled my finger away, it all fell out of the hole, so there was no button on it. It just had plastic in there. So I flipped the monitor upside down and I spent like half an hour trying to fix it, there was all these little, they look like the number 5 on a dice, pieces of metal. And I laid them on what looked like, there was basically 3 little pieces of metal things that looked like the 5 on a dice. And then inside there was like an imprint, like a circuit board pushed in that had those 5 dots in the same arrangement. So I thought, well, they must go on top of that. I'll put them there. Then there's a piece of plastic and a piece of metal. The metal seemed to go over and hold the plastic on top of it. So I put them all in place, held them there with a pair of tweezers and turned the monitor on, and immediately smoke started coming out of it. And I was like, pulled the wire out the back. So I took them all out and then I plugged it back in and I thought, ooh, it's not smoking. It all seems fine. It's not on fire. But what I have done is I've hooked up to an Alexa plug things so that every time I'm not using them, I turn them off at the mains just in case they burst into flames. The other one seems absolutely fine, but I'm sad to say what I have kind of done is whatever caused that little bit of smoking has caused the screen on this one to go a little bit furry looking. So while this one looks completely clean and clear, the other one just has this weird like pink shading if the screen's white, or if it's black it just looks like it's camo. Claire was like, it works. I was this close to buying a second monitor, like adding it to my PC order, but Claire said she doesn't care, and I've been using it to stream and it all seems fine. But I thought, my God, I used them once and then I managed to just completely melt it or something. I don't know. I'm such an idiot. But no, I'm very grateful to Kev that they're an amazing gift. They really got me going. He joked on the podcast. He's like, so what's going to be your excuse once you've got a garage and a PC to stop you from streaming full time? Like in your part time, I mean. And he goes, and I was like, well, the monitors were the excuse, and you fixed that. And he was like, so you haven't got an excuse anymore? And I was like, no, basically I've got my monitors, my PC's on its way, the garage is on its way, I'm all set up. So he's like, cracking, you'll find an excuse. And I'm like, yeah, I probably will. So melting the monitor was a good start towards ruining that. I managed to get a desk from Claire's work. They had a desk fund. They gave her a desk and a chair. The chair is awful. It's over there in the corner where it belongs. So I'm using that. I've got my old Mac at the moment set up, streaming my iPad and everything. I just feel like I've cobbled together enough of a setup, you know, that I can get going. And that's what I've been doing. I've been streaming. I've hit affiliate on Twitch, which is very exciting for me. This isn't all going to be about that. I've got plenty of other family stuff to talk about, but I'm just starting with the big things for me at the moment. So you had to do 7 videos in a certain amount of time, with I think it's only something like a minimum of 3 people, average. And you had to hit 100 followers or maybe 50 followers or something like that. Anyway, follower wise, smashed it. It was brilliant. Loads of people just followed me immediately. Had lots of really fun streams where people have been in there. So the average was fine. The timing was fine. I thought I wasn't going to hit it till yesterday. And then suddenly I got an email Sunday going, you've done it. You're an affiliate now. Bang. So I just kind of thought, man, I've hit a milestone. That's fantastic. I followed the instructions. He told me to set up a button, so I got a picture of me in cowboy hat and coat doing the guns. That it's been shared a million times. People have seen it. I put that on there as the emote that people get. When I found a cool little sheepdog picture, that means if someone's a subscriber, they get that next to their name. And I thought, I don't really want to be announcing them. I don't really want to be making a big deal of it. I'll just have them there ready for if anything ever kind of grows bigger. And then literally the stream started and the first person in was like, hit subscribe. And then another person come in. I ended up with about 3 by the end of the stream. I just couldn't believe it. I'm well excited. I was like, this is ridiculous. I didn't expect it. So I'm really grateful, really excited. We had a really good fun time playing a Doctor Who game yesterday with the Weeping Angels. So it's like a mystery you had to solve by searching through someone's phone and figuring out puzzles and stuff. That was great fun. And I'm just loving the kind of bouncing around thinking of new things and just having that constant, what can I do next, what's the idea. It's making me feel more, you know, I'm up, I'm going, I'm active again. So it's a bit of a shame that I've kind of been hit back by having a cold, but I feel like I'm still pushing through it because I'm excited and I want to. I reckon if I had nothing going on, I'd just be collapsed in a heap and I'd be going, oh, I haven't got the energy to vlog, I haven't got the energy to be online, but I'm excited, so I'm cracking on. Even though my voice does feel really gravelly, so I'm sorry about that. We're excited that we officially paid the deposit on our garage today. The man sent us the quote. I had a bit of bouncing back and forth with him on it. We're kind of in a funny situation at the moment whereby, and I've created debate on this in one of my streams because it says on the quote, the guy's going to create a door. Now, Claire reads that as he's going to make the doorway and he's going to leave the door off. I just thought create a door. That's what we asked him to do. We want to stick a door there. I assumed it would mean the hole and the door. Claire was like, I don't know, email him. And I said, but if I email him, he'll just go, doesn't include a door because I've already quoted you, you already paid the deposit. Whereas if I don't say anything, he'll just bring the door if he thought we were going to get the door and it won't change anything. Do you get what I mean? The only thing asking will achieve is a price of a door being added to it. Because I'm a salesperson, if someone rang me and said, oh, does this include this after they've paid the first deposit, unless it's really hard to get away with, you're probably going to go, oh, no, that's going to cost you more. It's just a salesy thing to do. It's probably not the best thing to do. And I'm not saying I'm dishonest. I'm just saying tradespeople have got to make money. So, you know, if he can see an opportunity to add an extra couple of £100 or an extra £100, then he will. And yeah, I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to see what happens and hope for the best. Doors aren't too expensive anyway. If it comes to it, we can sort it out afterwards. But Claire was adamant I should ask. My dad said I should ask, and I was just like, no. It feels like it would be just an opportunity for him to remove a door, not add a door. That's my thoughts on it. But anyway, the fact is now paid. We're waiting for him to confirm. Claire's worried that he hasn't confirmed he's received the money or anything yet. It has only been a day, like the day. We paid about 10:30 today. So hopefully tonight he'll see his emails and he'll go, oh, yep, no, got it, cool, let's book in the whatever of whatever. He said he could do it within 6 weeks, so I'm really hopeful that means by mid-May the room will be done and I'll be in there and the background will be my proper background and I'll be investing in a background and all that kind of stuff. I'm very excited about this whole concept of my lights will be fixed in place where I want them to be put and my monitors will be exactly arranged how I want them to be arranged and my cameras will be where I want them and this tripod will be where I need it to be and I'll be able to just sit in, slot in and go, right, today I'm doing a vlog, I'm going to sit and do this. If I can do that and it can all be much easier, then there's no reason why I can't do more videos because, you know, I'll be able to just slot in. It took me time to rearrange the room, tidy up the background and just generally get the tripod set up and stuff like that, which I won't have to do if it's all set up perfectly. So that end of the room will be my end, all sorted. Really excited to be connecting up games and all that kind of thing and just being able to sit in there and slog out some stuff. At the moment, I have to kind of finish when Claire needs to go to bed or if the kids are being noisy. The other day, Ben just kept bursting in because he wanted to have a look at what was going on and I kept shutting the door and I was leaning out to hold the door shut while trying to do a stream. It was a bit difficult. But yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be great. And plus, when people come to stay, like my sister, they'll have a spare room to sleep in, although that's part of our plan. And the odds of them needing to sleep in, now my mum and dad live 10 minutes down the road, is a bit slim. And obviously COVID lockdowns are going to push that off even further. But still, it means if Emily wants to have a sleepover, she could have people in there, assuming I'm not recording and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's all good. It's all cool. It means the house is expanding. We've got more space and more cool stuff to do. What else was there? I mean, as I say, we're all ill at the moment. I think Ollie had the cold last week, bless him, and he wasn't very well. And I think that was affecting him at school. He was very tired, very under the weather. I mentioned that they were going to push him back to half days again for this week. Claire took him in on Friday and they did say to her, look, we'd like to stick with half days. He's not the only kid that's doing it. He's not the only kid that's struggling. There's a lot of kids struggling. It's just best if they stick to the reduced timetable. Claire just said, yeah, that's fine. And I thought, okay, fair enough. If she's happy with it, she's happy with it. We take it in turns to pick him up anyway, so it's not any extra particular work or anything like that. Today, his TA wasn't in, bless her. She was unwell. I think she probably caught the bug from him or it's just going round. So she wasn't in, but apparently he had a really good day still. He has had a really good Friday, really good day today. I think he's sleeping a lot better. He's suddenly going to bed just before 10. Before it was like 11 and he was still awake. Now every time I come up, he's already asleep. I keep kind of checking on him earlier to see whether he's... Basically, once we get him up there at like 8, we tend to try and leave him be to fall off. But I nipped up, I think it was like 9:45 the other day and he was asleep. So I'm thinking... hopefully he's probably going down by 9:30, which is a big progress. They're saying they're noticeably seeing improvements at school, so the extra sleep is obviously doing its work. I wish there was just a better way to kind of, I don't know, like if he could drink like a Horlicks and go to sleep, but I don't think he likes the taste of that, so he's not bothering. We're having a bit of a struggle. We've got a doctor's appointment to go check on his toileting, whether they could give him some medication to, I don't know if it's to make his bladder stronger or something like that. They were talking us through it, as the nursing people were, because we're pretty convinced he can't feel when he needs to go to the loo. We have had a couple of problems where he just ignores other toilet opportunities because he's playing a game. We had that earlier today that he was just so engrossed in Roblox, he just ignored it. He was just like, I'm not going to go to the toilet. And it's only that I happened to come up and say, you know, what you up to, you're right. And I just thought, Ollie, you've been to the toilet, you monkey. And he wasn't very happy with me because I was like, right, take the game away for a bit. You need to go and have a wash. You need to clean your clothes. You need to sort everything out, you know. But he just saw it as a bit of an attack because he'd made a mistake, which is like, no, you've literally just ignored everything because you're so engrossed. And I'd only asked him like half an hour before if he needed the loo, and he'd said he didn't. And I always try and get him to go, and he says, no, I'm not going. And it's like, right, no, come on. You know, we need to force him to go a little bit, I guess. But it's hard. You don't want to be too militant with him, you know. You don't want to be like dragging him to the toilet. It's not going to work. So yeah, that was a bit awkward, and I kind of regret not forcing it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think Saturday night Claire and I started watching the Snyder Cut, the Justice League Snyder Cut on Sky. That is a long slog. It's like nearly 4 hours long, but my word, is it improved. It's so much better than the original film. I'm really like my memory's not the best. So like for example, I'd forgotten, and this isn't a spoiler really, or it isn't a spoiler. I'd forgotten that in the previous film of the series, Superman dies at the end. So when it started and Superman was dead, I was like, have I started at the wrong bit? Like, have I started midway through? It kind of starts where the last film ends and carries on, like says X amount of time later, or it might be only been a couple of weeks later, who knows? But anyway, it feels like there's so much more story. Someone said to me, because everybody's seen it, every character has its own arc. And yeah, every character has an arc. You know, the villain's actually got a story in this. The villain actually has some sort of motive, some sort of interest, some sort of plan, some sort of reason for being there. It's just ridiculous. It's like night and day. Like, it's confusing to me how many reviews are saying this isn't much better, because it is like a different story entirely. You know, if you watch them side by side, you'd be like, hang on a minute, that character wasn't even in that film, even though they were supposed to be. That character just kept turning up and doing weird things. Like the villain, in the old film, they just kind of kept showing the villain amassing power or something and just acting like that's how long ago he turned up and then he went away and then he come back and here he is and he's looking for something. And all I remember is this motiveless monster that looked a bit crap and, you know, was just there and they were fighting him and, you know, whereas this one, it's just like he's in it from the beginning and he's constantly talking about what he's, you know, what he needs to do and why he's doing it and how he's doing it. And it's really interesting. You know, it's not like he's just sitting there explaining it. He's actually doing it and you understand why he's there. And, you know, you don't empathize with him because he's still a villain, but it's actually got proper story and lore to it. And I remember in the last film, Green Lanterns appeared at the end and it was like, what the hell? Whereas they're mentioned quite often as just something that exists in this film. They're not like, there was no mention of Green Lanterns in the last film, and then right at the end they appeared for some reason or another, whereas this is like it showed a historic moment where Green Lanterns helped them win and stuff like that. It's just little extra bits, a little story. It feels like it's actually been written by somebody who knows what they're doing, and I get why it kind of went wrong before, but Joss Whedon's not a rubbish writer. He's a bad person, we've all learned, but he's not a rubbish writer. He knows how to write a story. I feel like he did a hatchet job on this before. I'm actually quite surprised. I thought Snyder Cut people were a little bit lame and you know, were backing a flailing horse that had no business being supported. You know, there's plenty of films that suck and they don't have these cult audiences that believe in them or whatever. So I was kind of just like, why are these people bothering? But now I'm kind of like, yeah, fair play to them. They made this happen. And now there's talk of them forcing a Snyder Cut universe follow-on or something. They want a sequel to it. I kind of hope they get it. I mean, as I say, some of the media are stabbing at it and saying it's not good. But no, as a DC fan, I'm really enjoying it. I like it a lot, and I'm impressed that they've managed to pull this. Well, they pulled this out of the fire a little bit. You know, I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10. I'm saying, you know, if you called it a 6 or a 7 out of 10, or even an 8 out of 10, you wouldn't be too mad. It depends on your fanness. I'd probably, depending on how it ends. At the moment, having only got to part 5, I am saying I'd probably give it a 7. I reserve the right for that to go down if the ending's terrible, but I am really enjoying it. As I say, we watched it Saturday, we watched it Sunday, and then we've watched a little bit of it today in my lunch break because I just had a bit of spare time. We put it on, so we'll finish that later. But yeah, that's been really enjoyable. On the other hand, Spurs have not been enjoyable at all. I've been frigging miserable with them. I know we won on Sunday, but this past week has been very challenging as a Spurs fan, and all the players keep saying how the club's broken and it's all a mess and all of this. I don't really understand how. Like, this is a club that have invested a fortune in the facilities for these players and all of this, but they're all just at each other's throats. I'm guessing it's Mourinho, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. He's saying it's not him. It's absolutely mental. So I'm a bit miserable with that. I'm not going to harp on too much about football there. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. But it's frustrating following a team that constantly capitulates. What else is happening? Emily's all good. She's just going to school, coming home, getting on with it. Ben's all good. He's going through a bit of a monkey phase, but I was talking to my friend who's got a son the same age, and they said their kid's been a bit of a monster for the past few months, and he's finally coming out of it. I feel like Ben's been like it for about 3 weeks now, and he's hopefully going to come out of it soon. He's starting to get a little bit better, but he came in here yesterday, slept in our room, and then was trying to get Claire to change something on the phone that she'd given him in the morning to kind of keep him distracted while we had a bit of a snooze. And he accidentally dropped the phone on her head because he wanted her to change something. So I got woken up by her going, Ben, and maybe jump a mile. And I feel like that set me off for the rest of the day in the wrong then. I felt a little bit off. But yeah, he's bless him. He's been a bit of a monkey. Claire's been knackered, really unwell. She's off work at the moment because she's just so unwell. Kind of lost track. I can't remember if it's Tuesday, isn't it? I was like, yeah, she had yesterday off. She had today off. She's not well. I've lost track of days. I feel really confused then for a second. But no, everything is good. I am excited. You know, if you haven't bothered to check out Twitch before or anything like that, come and join me over there. Next one's tomorrow night at 8. I'll be playing a game. I'm not sure what yet, because I'll try and find another 2-hour game. I enjoyed the whole thought of starting a game and having it finish at the end of the stream, basically. It's a good way to kind of just have a contained story. If I don't do that, I'll play FTL, which is start to finish in one go, because if you die, you have to start again, so you can see that. But just come hang out with me. It's a really good place to just do a live Q&A type situation, rather than me just sat here waiting for questions. I'm playing a game and you just chat to me. It'd be nice to catch up with a lot of you all there and just see how you're getting on. Other than that, I mean, everything's kind of just ticking along quite nicely. It's a bit frustrating with the toileting issue, but I get it. I just need to be more on top of him, not let him ignore stuff. But it's hard work. It's a little bit stressful having to run a bath and everything for him when we're all feeling knackered. I'm hoping this cold will go away by the end of the week, because in the night, what I'd love to happen now is for the cold to go away just as the PC arrives and I'm feeling on a super high, and I can set it all up, and then I can start doing massive stream parties and stuff like that. I can start doing videos where I'll edit in nice graphics and all that kind of thing. I want to start recording. What I'm thinking of doing is playing one game on Twitch, but another game on YouTube, and then editing videos accordingly on that. At the moment, my plan is to do Pokemon Shield on Twitch, and maybe Pokemon Let's Go Eevee on YouTube, because I feel like that'd be quite a good game. I might try a different setup with that. I'm toying with rules in my head, making up my own rules for how I'll play it and what I'll do. But I know there's plenty of you who are Pokemon fans out there, so hopefully you'll all join me in watching that. They'll probably be on my Sheepdog Plays account. I don't know whether they're kind of linked. I don't really understand this thing. YouTube said to me, set up a brand name and follow that all. I think I said before, I've ended up with Sheepdog Says, Sheepdog Plays and Sheepdog, because it asked me for the brand name and I put in Sheepdog and it just went, here's your Sheepdog channel. I don't know if they're all linked, or whether if you're a subscriber for one, you're a subscriber for the other, or what. You need to have a play with that, because I don't want anyone feeling like I'm abandoning this, because I'm absolutely not. There's definitely going to be vlogs and normal talking about family stuff here and normal videos. And if we do fun things, we'll do them here. But I'm just trying to get it all sorted out. And eventually I'll have a schedule, and I can post that on my channel and on Twitch and all of that. And you'll know where I am if you want me. And hopefully you'll want to see me. But yeah, that's all good. Let me know how your weekend went. Let me know how your week's going so far. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know in the comments, all that stuff. Let's just have a chat, and it's good to hear from you. So yeah, I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers.